Good morning, everybody. I am Kendra, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, a special welcome in, and I would love it if you made a comment or hit the like button or the subscribe button if you like what you see, or just, you can lurk. It's okay with me. I woke up I didn't sleep well last night at all. I was awake a lot. As a matter of fact, I just stayed on the couch. And the dogs slept with me on the couch, which is never a good thing because they wander at night and wake. But anyway, the reason for that is I think I'm coming down with either seasonal allergies. I don't know what it could be seasonal. Maybe the outside, the mold and things like that. Dead leaves on the ground. Who knows? Or it's a cold. I blew through, literally blew through like a half a box of Kleenex this morning, just sneezing repetitively, honking, and I don't really hurt anymore except for like muscle soreness. I don't think it's the flu. I think it's just a regular thing. But the whole reason I'm telling you this is I'm putting together just soup out of scraps that I have. So, typically, I have bone broth that I made myself, chicken bone broth, in containers in my freezer. But I haven't made bone broth in a long time. I don't know why. I used to do it all the time when the kids were little. And now that they're grown, I just feel like we don't need it that much, and I guess I just don't think of it. But anyway, I have gone through my pantry and I found this bone broth and this regular broth, and I've got a soup pan, a pot. I'll show it to you in a minute. I put that in there along with, I put some broth in this and I kind of shook it. There was not a whole lot. There's still some left in there. I can still shake it in again. Scraps of onions. I found 3 baggies with half chopped onions. So I'm going to use those up. So I'm trying to use the scraps. I found, is it 2 or 3? It's 2 carrots, I think. And they're filthy. Oh, 3. And I need to go scrub them up, cut off the tops, and then I'm going to mince them up really good. I also found maybe in a bag, like a frozen carrots bag from the freezer. It's a Signature brand, Safeway, or Tom Thumb, or Vaughn's, depends on where you are. And it's just chopped up carrots. I'm going to throw those in there too. There's maybe 4 tablespoons of carrots chopped up, minced. And there goes my voice. Yeah. Okay. So onions, carrots, celery, garlic, broth. I never put potatoes in my healing soup, which is what I'm thinking this is supposed to be, but I am putting chicken. So I've got some chicken. I'm going to mince it up small, put it in. The last thing I think I'll add, just to bulk it up some, and so the kids can eat it too, because I'm not cooking anything else. This is it. They have leftovers in the fridge too. And the boys, when I say boys, I mean the grown men that still live here. There's rice in the pantry. I'll throw that in there. I don't even have to cook it. It's one of those pre-cooked. I'll go get it and show it to you. So just this Ben's ready rice, jasmine. So I'll do the 90 seconds in the microwave, and then at the last minute when the soup is all done, because I want it to cook, simmer for at least a couple of hours. By the way, I got up at 3 to stay up. It's now 6:25 a.m. and I thought today I would fast, like starve a cold. I don't know. You're supposed to starve a fever or feed a cold. Starve a cold, feed a fever. I don't know. Anyway, I wasn't going to eat it all today, and if I do, it'll be this soup only, and it'll be in the evening. All right, we'll see how that works for me. I'm going to get chopping on this. I'll show you as I go along. Like I said, I'm going to ask. Oh, I've already had a whole pot of coffee, as if I needed that. I should be drinking pineapple juice. I might get a thing of pineapple juice next if the coffee's gone, because that's really good for dissolving mucus in your airway and stuff if that's bothering you, and it is. So let's do this, shall we? All right, I washed the carrots, trimmed them, peeled them. It's just like you saw. There's 3, and they're pretty skinny. And then I got some celery, and I'm putting the scraps in a bag as I go along. I'm keeping out some onions and some celery. That way if they can have some if they want it. There's hot dogs left over from yesterday's game, and the football game, NFL. And I was thinking maybe they might want tuna fish too. This is it for cooking, so they might want something with more bite. Okay, here's the amount of onions I'm using. That's a healthy amount of onions. Onions, garlic, I might put a little bit of ginger. If I can find some fresh ginger in my freezer, frozen fresh ginger. I don't want to use anything like ginger powder or anything. I want just actual ginger when I use it. That's what I put in my bone broth anyway. Not a whole lot, but just enough. Okay, I'm going to get cutting this and throw it in with the onions. Did I show you this? This is where I got the little baby carrots. I had already removed most of the peas. I think I saw 5 or 6 peas in there with that little bit of carrots. I just dumped them into. I decided to just scrape off, like in ribbons, carrot, and then chop the ribbons, and that's what this is here. And then when it got too skinny to, scrape with this thing, then I went ahead and cut that last long strip into minced or diced, or really minced, I guess. I think that'll just spread the love more, and the color and the beta carotene and all of vitamin A, blah, blah, blah. So I've got 1 carrot left. So here it is where I've gathered some strips, and then there it is where I've chopped up the strips, and it's getting skinnier and skinnier, and pretty soon I'll have to just chop it in little pieces. All right, I've got the Holy Trinity here. Is that right? Well, I already put the garlic in. Maybe that's garlic, onions, and celery. But anyway, celery, onions, and those 3 carrots that I had fresh. And here's the pot. I can smell just fine. I have my sense of smell. I smell the carrots and I smell everything. This broth smells really good. I'm gonna go ahead and just dump these, everybody in the pool. I'm gonna have to scrape that plate off and get myself a wooden spoon. Oh, it smells so good. I didn't think it would this fast. Okay. I decided to put one of these bone broth packets. This is just for a single serving, but couldn't hurt. And it's got good stuff in it. It's actually for making pho, I think. Well, it is for me anyway. I got it at Costco. There were 12 in a box. Each one is for a serving. So 10 grams of what? Protein and 5 grams of collagen. Okay, stir that in. Turn the heat back on. I had turned it off so that it would not evaporate while I was cutting up the onions and stuff. Okay, we're good. These are scallions. I call them green onions. What do you call them? Maybe there's even another name for them. But anyway, I'm using the same. It's not dirty. It's just the same one I used for the carrots and the celery cutting board. And these were in my fridge. I'm not putting them in the soup. I'm using them, I'm going to put them in a little container for dressing the top. I like a little crunchy onion on top of my soup like that. They serve it that way with like egg drop soup, which would be good with this. But, oh, and I still need to cut up some chicken, and then I'm pretty much done, I think, other than adding the rice into separate. I think I'm going to put it into bowls and not let it swell in the soup. Sometimes that happens, and I don't know how this will act since it's parboiled, instant. I could have one of the guys make an Instant Pot full of rice for me. They don't mind doing that. Anyway, okay. Here's to cutting some onions. There we go. Just enough to sprinkle on top. And as the hour has gone by, I've felt more and more in my throat. It turns out we don't have any pineapple juice. We always, always have pineapple juice, but we don't right now. I'm going to go out in our garage and see if I have some bottled juices that I use for cooking and baking and stuff like that. But I may not have any pineapple juice out there. I don't usually buy it like that. I don't know why I would, but I'm still going to look. I'm going to throw this garbage away now and clean up my mess. The tablecloth's in the washing machine right now. So I went out to the garage. We have apple juice, cherry juice, cranberry juice, some other off-the-wall flavors. But no pineapple. So I might do just a small Walmart delivery because I already put tissue with, I found the kind with the vapor stuff in it. So like Vicks Vapro. I love Kleenex that have that. I might have found that on Amazon though. I have to go back and check. Anyway, I think I can think of some other things. I've got plenty of oranges. Oh, I could get orange juice. That'd be good. But I'm going to think about it for a while before I order because I don't want it to be that I need 2 or 3 more things. Rather than send a kid, adult, to the store, I think I'd rather have it just hand delivered. Okay. Thinking. All right, I'm going to put this mess away here, put these away. I thought I was done, but I'm not. This is the chicken I have, so I'm just going to, mince it up small too and throw it in there. And then that's the last thing I put in the soup, I think. So this is going real fast. This will be easy, and it made me think I needed to talk, but I'd have to use that brand new tripod. And I'm not ready yet. I mean, it's set up. It's already put together and everything. I just don't know what I'm doing with this particular model just yet. But anyway, this morning on the very, very, very early show at 3 in the morning, they had some news stories. And one of them was trending baby names. And so, like 25 years ago or so, ish, you would have kids, it seemed like, being named by their parents, and it would be like Ashlyn or Ashley, but spelled 30 different ways. So you could have a kindergarten teacher have 5 Ashleys with different spellings. Not that I'm picking on the name Ashley. It was the same with Brian. There were different ways to spell Brian. So many ways. I can think of 4 off the top of my head. And I had a Brian, so I did it myself. But I did it Brian. Brian. So anyway, they're saying that the parents now, this year, the trending thing is old-fashioned names. And they said that they think that is because that people now are looking back and hoping to have the good times of the way past. They're taking names from the 40s and 30s, apparently. Like Dorothy, for a girl, is very popular now. But they're going to do that spelling different. Dorothy can be spelled a lot of ways, too. And, okay, here's another question for you, speaking of names. If you have a common name that you feel is common, did you spell it differently with your kids? Like I said, I have a Brian with Brian, but I know that in the years that I have seen his friends, and when I used to do licensed daycare, and when I used to do nannying, you could have it Bryan or Bryon. There's just, so many different spins you can put on it. And probably it also could have to do with family. If your family had like, your great uncle so-and-so had a name and he spelled it this different way. Do you know what I mean? And like, I've seen William obviously go as Bill Billy and Willem. I've seen Kevin spelled different ways. Not that that's an old-fashioned name, but anyway. And neither is Brian. Okay, I'm gonna get cutting this chicken again. It's not getting any younger. It just dawned on me that you can probably hear the dryer. That's because my big, thick jersey jacket, jersey material jacket, is in the dryer, and it's got a big zipper on it and some pull strings for the hood that are slapping around in there. Usually I would close that laundry room door, but I forgot and left it open because I'm not used to having, a morning like this video. But anyway, what I was going to say is the reason it's in the washing machine, I don't typically wash my jacket like early first thing in the morning, but I wear it around the house when I feel cold, even though it's thick. And I think I told you already, we slept on the couch last night. Well, I slept in a chair with the, it's like a lazy boy part of the couch with my feet up and a blanket across my legs, and that's where she sleeps, is right between my knees. That's how she does, unless she's in. Yeah, Mama's saying she. She knows when she's being talked about. Anyway, I woke up and she was gone, and I thought, oh, what's she getting into? Because usually they sleep in their dog beds, which have doors on them, on either side of our bed. Well, if I sleep on the couch, they won't stay out. They'll cry all night. They have to have Mama in the bedroom with them. They're so spoiled, both of them. Anyway, she was gone. I thought, what is she getting into? Well, what had happened is I'd taken off my jacket. I don't even remember doing it. And I had laid it across the back of the couch. She, apparently, yes, she, took her paws, her mouth, whatever, and she knocked it down off the back of the couch and made a nest out of it, carried it all the way to the end of the couch where I was not, and was asleep in it. And so I don't want to wear it after she slept in it until it's been washed. Long story short, right? Okay, too late. A short story long, really. I still have this much chicken. It's going to have plenty of chicken in it, and that's that. Oh, wait a minute. I was going to tell you one more thing. The name thing. I have a Samuel. Common spelling, like it's a biblical, chapter in the Bible. And so that's why, his name is Samuel. That same spelling is why I'm telling you that. So when he was 10 days old, we went to, or maybe even a little younger, we went to the pediatrician for, like just a checkup. And when I walked in, I sat down with him, and I had him in a baby carrier, front pouch baby carrier. I think it was, I can't even remember the name of it. It was a ring sling. And that way I could keep him from getting touched by people or coughed on people or whatever. It's just my thought on that. And so walked in, sat down, and she came right away. Everybody there was really, really good. That whole office of pediatrics, I loved everybody there. But the pediatrician got her immediate training in the 60s in Vietnam with babies there, who had bigger problems than mine did. Anyway, walked in, the lady called my name, or Samuel, and we went in there, and we take his clothes off, even his diaper, everything off, so we can weigh him, poor thing. And the nurse said, "Oh, Sammy, how are you doing?" And I very nearly covered his entire body with my body. And I said, he was on an exam table. I said, "He doesn't like that." So she said, "Oh, I'm sorry." It was just a gut reaction. I did not want people changing my kids' names. If they're going to have their names changed, they're going to do it themselves. Or I'm going to, call them something else. And when they got older, they did use nicknames. But I wasn't having it. Anyway, that's the end of that story. Oh, here, I want to know, did anybody ever do that with your kids and your kids' names too, if you have kids? I should have the vent on, you know, because it's not good for the walls and stuff. So I'm going to turn the vent on. But first I want to say the last thing. Here's the chicken. And I'm going to put it in now. And that'll cool it down pretty good for a minute. All right, just a little bit left in here. And give it a stir. Okay. We're good. Put the lid back on it. I'm going to put it on the back burner because that's the smaller burner on this stove and it won't make it boil quite as hard. It's hard to get a simmer, for me anyway, on this gas flame. And it took me a while to get used to cooking anything on it, but now I think we're good. All right, it's on the back burner, and all I have to do at this point after is serve it with that rice. I think I've got some dishes to do. Look at that. I mean, okay, I'll give you that. That was already in there, and that was already in there, and that's my coffee. But I did a lot of dishes here for just making soup. Found another one because I used this one for cutting up the chicken, and that one was for the carrots and celery and onions and whatnot. Okay, into the dishwasher. All right, it's done. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and I'm having it. So I put the green onions on top and I added some of the rice, just, you know, like, I don't know, a couple tablespoons into the bowl. And as soon as it's cool, I'm going to eat it. And I'm also going to have some groceries delivered. I don't remember if I said that or not. Like for pineapple juice and some of the vegetables and fruits and stuff that I feel like I want when I have a cold. So that's my whole video. And if you stayed this long, I sure appreciate you. Those of you that are subbed and I consider my friends, I just get a giggle when I watch your videos and comment, and when you comment on mine and things like that. And I want you to know how much I appreciate that. And so that concludes the day's video. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good Monday.